Yo, 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 what's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Nate the Great coming at you with another live. You already know if you're new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. So, the returning friends and family, you already know is peace and blessings. Give y'all a little bit of time to tune in case these notifications ain't go out. Hell, Billy, what's going on, my guy? Appreciate you, appreciate you. First things first, you already know, hopefully everybody having a blessed and productive hump day. Hopefully everybody smoothly getting through the work day, smoothly getting through transition of the week. Weekend is almost here. So hopefully y'all keeping yourselves in good spirits. For those celebrating birthdays this week, hopefully enjoying your birthday or plan on enjoying your birthday weeks. Keep yourself in the most positive levels of all. Enjoy another blessing. Create better memories. And again, let's try to have the most fun you can have. Appreciate everybody that tuned in yesterday for the conversation. Definitely was a great one. Kept that short and simple. It really needed to be that way yesterday. Those that missed it, you catch the replay. Today I'm gonna keep it a little simple too, uh, but this is something that needs, in my opinion, to be looked at again. Uh, Domestic violence on either end is a no go. Here's why I say what I say, because again, you are giving your time to somebody. So if you're gonna be giving your time to somebody, you need to be making sure that they are mentally aware of everything, but you also need to make sure that they are not physically or verbally abusive. Again, that's on both ends. There's some of you fellas right now who are just accepting things for what it is when you really shouldn't. Mo, what's going on, baby? Simba good, Simba good. Uh, I was just looking at something earlier, and again, it didn't make sense. And again, I would say in certain instances, there's some of you women that need to keep that aggressive energy to a halt. Again, you're walking around trying to embarrass your quote unquote boyfriend or husband by screaming, yelling, and then getting physical. How does that make anything better? Doesn't. Now, see, they always talk about the men who are beating up on women. Yes, we know that's a problem as well too. You're just gonna have some men who are abusive like that. Some of them are coming from traumatic backgrounds or haven't learned and been taught much of anything. But then there's some men who are just not going to tolerate the continuous abuse. EPB, what's going on? Harry, what's going on, my guy? Now, girl was asked, do you think a man should slap a woman? The girl said no, because he should know better. But it's all right though for you to be the one doing the physical and verbal abuse. How is that possible? Sanjay, baby. Hammer, what's going on, baby? Cool Gamer, what's going on? Since when has it ever been right, again, to physically and verbally abuse somebody? Now, see, in some instances, yeah. You gonna catch the right person that's just not gonna be for it. And when they do humble you, what you gonna do then? Leah, baby, can't do much. Because again, I don't see how you feel is fair that a woman could slap up and beat up on a man, but a man can't defend himself when he's the one being attacked. Now, she just slapped him, got crazy with him, all of that in public. Barely even nicked her, to be honest with you. He slapped her right on her arm. Now, see if he'd have slapped her in the face or something like that, everybody would have been in arms to defend it. But nobody was in arms to defend when she was the one going crazy well before anything. This is something that I feel again needs to stop. Y'all got to start keeping your hands to yourselves. Because not every man is abusive. Not every man is going to be down to be fighting his queen. Again, a man got to go out there and fight enough as it is in the world around us, trying to provide and do whatever. You think a man want to come home and got to worry about the extra battlefield at home? No, it shouldn't be that way. Not at all. But for the fact that you said a man should know better, yes, a man should know better about a lot of things. A man should know that it don't make sense to try to keep building or trying to grow with somebody that's obviously not for the task. Like again, if a man is doing all he can do for you, you know, and he's showing you everything that he can do for you, the least some of y'all could do is again respect and love what's going on. Some people hate confrontation. That is true. But in certain instances, there's some of y'all who will keep creating the nonsense, basically. Again, teach that when things are getting that violent, it's time to step away. Fellas too, y'all gotta start just walking away from things. If the woman is not meaning you no good, not giving you no peace, no space, no nothing, not even no uplifting, you don't need to be around that. And vice versa. There's some of you women who are putting yourselves around people because that's false love right there. And some of y'all got that mentality already. I'm a love on somebody, or I'm a love somebody, or I'm a tolerate somebody until I find something better. Shouldn't be that way neither. Violence against each other, it never pans out and it never works. And when it's all said and done again, you're both sitting there looking hurt and crazy. Now, I grant all of that, Leah, but again, if you're gonna be sitting here raising your hands and picking on a man or beating on a man that's trying to do the best for you, you can't expect at some point for that man not to retaliate back, or at least not say, you know what, I don't got time for this. I'm going. Because again, you're gonna have some men who are not gonna hit back just because they know that nature. I ain't getting no wins on that because I know I'm well stronger than them. But you want to have some people that they just not going to be for it. The minute you slap them, they might slap your ass back. And don't say that it's not justified when you're being an aggressor. We got to start teaching better values so when people get into adulthood, they can use it. Tamika, baby. It's not trying to be funny because, again, not every man is going to be abusive. Not every man is going to want to put their hands on somebody to prove something. Now, for you to sit here and say that, oh, I'm doing all of this because I want that reaction, go find somebody that's going to give you that reaction. Because 9 out of 10, if you with somebody that's just not for that, they never going to be for that. That's just like you, again, you got some women who are out there that feel that physical and verbal abuse is a form of love when it's not. It's a falsehood in the narrative that was placed in your brain to say so. You know, you can't cry about you want to be happy, you want to keep things going with this dude, or you want to keep things going with this woman, but then again, y'all both being at some points verbally abusive. Again, you gotta look at it. Most of this stage now, it doesn't matter. Any form of abuse, don't matter which side started it, you're both going to be sitting in a damn cold cell, and for what? For something that you could have avoided. See, some of that is coming from, you know, misplaced anger too. You know, and that's the thing though. What y'all deem as love is not love. Any form of physical or verbal violence towards each other, that's not love. And in all honesty, that's hate. You know, but again, there's some of you women who really need to evaluate yourselves before you try to click up with somebody, and vice versa. Some of you fellas are going to have to establish yourselves well, because what's more important right now, peace of mind or misery? You know, you should want to say peace of mind, because again, we go through enough as is in the world around us. You should not have to worry about again having a whole nother battlefield to deal with when you come home. You know, and this is what I was saying to a degree. There's people who have an issue with doing the simplest things for their significant other, but my thing is, it's required. You know, especially again if that person is taking care of everything. It's not hard to say, let me make sure I got a nice bath ran. Let me make sure that food ready, something along those lines. You know, now again, if you're both working, y'all got to compromise. But if one is solely taking care of everything, the simplest things that person asks you to do, you should be able to do it with no problem. Shouldn't feel like it's slave work or anything else. No, it should just be done because again, you are reciprocating the appreciation you're giving somebody, and they've been giving you. Again, they got to go through all the unknown stresses and unwanted stresses just to try to make something. You know, it should be reciprocated. You know, and again, there's some of y'all who are being taught that this is the type of mindset you have to have if you want to latch on and hold on to somebody. Nah, feeding y'all the wrong narrative. You know, again, it's almost again messing up the natural balance of order. You know, again, there's some of y'all who are trying to be dictators in your relationships, trying to be, you know, merciless tyrants, basically. But again, beggars can't never be choosers. Marlene, what's going on, baby? You know, like I was saying the other day, and it's true. There's some of you men who really need to learn your self worth. You need to learn what's best for you, what's not best for you. What's best for you should be having a strong woman, yes. Not saying y'all can't be strong, you know, but when you try to overpower and dominate situations that you know you're not gonna win, you gotta stop that. You know, like come on now. Like again, look, For some of you ladies that need to hear this, if you got a man that's working, it doesn't matter what he does. It doesn't matter if he physical labor or marketing or anything else along those lines. It shouldn't really matter. The man is out there busting his ass day in and day out, still dealing with stresses and all of that. If he's doing everything and you ain't putting up not a damn anything, how hard is it for you to say, well, let me at least make sure, bath ran, food on the table. Let me make sure, just in case of anything, look, let me massage his back, let me do whatever. Like, be peaceful when it comes time to be peaceful. Let that man get settled in. And that's a problem I see in certain households. You know, you won't let the man get, you won't even let him try to get adjusted in the house first before you already throwing up stuff on him or just, going crazy. Again, show love and appreciation to the person that is doing the best for you. You'll get defensive with them, but you're not getting defensive with the ones that really don't have nothing good going for you. I don't think that's fair neither. Serious, baby. Look, this is what I'm saying all in all. Hold on. What kid is this? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm going to talk about that too for some degree. Yeah, I'm going to talk about that later. That's a whole nother topic. But again, respect that. Come on now. It's not like you got a deadbeat that ain't doing that. And see, that's what killed me. Because it seemed to don't matter in certain degrees, whether you got somebody that's a deadbeat or not. You still feel the need to want to overpower and, and try to challenge authority. How can you challenge somebody, prime example, if they doing all they can do for you? Fellas, y'all got to start learning again when these type of women are not going to give you the peace and balance that you need. Step off. Let somebody else deal with the headaches. And same thing with you ladies. Y'all got to learn to start picking the right type of dudes. You can't put everybody in a generalized category because you keep picking the same Ray Rays and Pookies. That's not our fault. Somebody said, I wonder where all the good men and all the good women are at. They still out and around. You know why it's hard to find them? Because there's a lot of y'all that are not looking again within inside, not looking for the inequalities and the beauties of a person. You just worried about if they look bad, if they look like this, if they look like that. That shit is corny and overrated now. Because again, you could be beautiful and all of that, but your soul could be trash. Again, it comes back to learning experiences. Now, again, for some of y'all, you think that's the way to go. And it's sad because, again, I came across a woman like that years ago. Yeah, you was used to being abused or being whatever, but you're not used to a person that's not going to be that confrontational. You're not used to a person that's going to use their words before they go to any form of violence, and then still won't even choose violence. You're not used to that. You're used to a man saying, I'm going to slap the shit out you. I'm going to do this. Part of my language, y'all, but this is how some of their mindsets are, and this is how they think. That's not love. That's not anything but just abuse. And that's why I said when it's all said and done, you know, know your worth and know what you're worth. You know, because again, it's sad. It's like I said, it's almost like causing a divide right there. Again, it's almost to that nonsense of I could do bad all by myself. You could, but then again, you do great and do well with somebody who's gonna be within that same wavelength at least. You have a better opportunity. Being by yourself is cool, yes, only if need be. Being to yourself when you know a long standing relationship, it's understandable. You don't want to just up and jump into somebody else's arms like that, or up and jump into something without really healing and doing what you need to do. But some of y'all have this stigma. Some of you men and women have this stigma that I have to accept this, I have to tolerate this in order for this person to still love me or to no. The main thing you're supposed to always do and be is yourself. You can't be nobody else. If a person got with you because of all your high qualities as far as personality and integrity and all of that, then hey, got something good, got something great. Didi baby. I already know if y'all just tuned in, hit the like button. But yeah, some of y'all will realize that yes, consequences will come up when it gets to that situation right there. Because the main consequence is this: you're both being physical and abusive towards each other. You're both going to jail. If one is being abusive, you're still going to jail. Who wants to have to deal with all of that unnecessary paperwork? You know, constantly going back and forth to see a judge and all that other stuff just because of that. And trust me, in certain states, even if you try to drop the charges, the state could pick that shit up if they want to. So again, you putting yourself in grave danger. A lot of you men and you women out there who need to hear this. I'm saying a lot of y'all that need to hear this. Don't put yourself in that position. Because either which way it don't matter, you both lose. Start looking for the people who actually are looking for you. Look for the people who actually want you and show you more than anything that they want you and that they are willing and determined to do what's necessary for you. Don't turn your backs on them and don't treat them any differently. Ladies, you got a good man that's doing whatever, he's being prosperous and generous. Hey, don't mess that up just because of your own personal vendettas or your personal feelings on things. You should be happy because you might have found a gold mine. You might have found that rare gem that you was looking for. But then again, you could lose that rare gem as well too by just neglecting anything when it comes to your partner. Any form of neglect on anything from any side ain't a good look. Because now it will start causing second thoughts, second doubts. You know, I've always felt like this. If things don't change up in a bad way, why should it? That's like if this man is doing what he need to do for you, and then now you deciding, well, F that. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. Oh, let them do it. Like, come on now. Don't switch up now. If that man hasn't switched up on you, don't switch up. And vice versa. If that woman has been true and dear to you, fellas, don't mess that up for temptation. And don't mess that up just because you feel it, you could do it. Some of y'all got to learn to stop taking advantage of situations. James, what's going on, my guy? Again, we got to do a little bit better. I'm sorry, but it's crazy. If you are dealing with somebody who, prime example, there's some of you who want a man, right, to be in your life, especially when you already have kids, right? Now, again, like I said the other day, now it's different if you got grown children, you at a certain stage in your life, and you just want to be with somebody and you know companionship and all that. Cool. But when you expecting people to be male role models around the household, but you're not allowing them to do what's needed, that's a problem. Again, because no man is going to want to be with a woman where there's no full, um, some full circle of order, basically. Like you can't expect somebody to be your children's stepdad, but then they not going to be able to do what's needed. Again, if a man is supposed to be leading, let that man lead. If a man is supposed to be helping with discipline and all that stuff, let that man help. Again, it's not about financial purses. And some of y'all have that mindset: a man can't do nothing for me but do this and pay my bills. You know what's so funny though? In certain instances, most men ain't worried about your financials. It don't matter what state we in, as far as it doesn't matter where we at on the totem pole. We don't care about certain things. You look at it and just be logical. You can see we don't care about certain things. We mostly want to make sure you got your head on a swivel tightly, and we want to make sure that you're not just going up and run when times get tough. Dag my baby. I beat Jenkins Jones. What's going on, my guy? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Motherfucking let's pop up in here and I ain't see you real quick. Oh, well, come on now. Fellas, you know you shouldn't be with a woman that's gonna verbally attack you every day, calling you useless, worthless, lazy, this, you that, knowing that that's not even the case, knowing you have a strong balance anyway. Most logical men are just not going to deal with that. Once you start showing different signs, once you start showing different behaviors, we got a choice now because we doing more than just observing it. So now we got a choice. We gonna try to see if we can alleviate and fix the problem, or we just gonna leave. In certain instances, you're gonna have to leave because if a person is showing you more than once they are not capable of any form of compromise, then what's the purpose? There's some people that say I'd rather be out in the streets before I have to come home and have to worry about this form of battlefield. A man's home should never be a battlefield. That's supposed to be his piece of solace. See, but it's hard sometimes for a man to keep peace because the things that we do find or try to deem as peacefulness find ways to mess that up too. Everybody needs time alone in certain instances. But it's sad that when you try to get some alone time to a degree, is not always going to be the case. It's always going to be something that destroys or distracts the whole situation. Some of y'all got to learn again, like I said the last time. When a man is ready to talk and a man is ready to let it be known what it is, we'll do so. But the constant nagging and what's wrong, the constant all of that, it only makes somebody even a little bit more frustrated. Because if I'm telling you, listen, I just don't feel like talking about it right now. Let me get my thoughts in order, and we'll talk about it. They'll respect that because you can't get that. We can't get that same thing a lot of times. We'll try to sit here and find out what's going on with you, even when you don't want to talk about it, or you try to go on silent mode. We not going to stop because we trying to make sure our woman is good. I'm not going to be sitting here knowing my woman is going through something throughout the day, and I'll at least try to figure out what's going on, even if she don't want to talk to me. Oh well, I'll find out what the problem is at some point, but I ain't going to over stress it neither. See, again, communication must stay open on all realms again, because there's some of y'all men and women who are holding back what you feel. To some degree, I can see you doing that because again, you are in a specific situation. That's just like if you just started back dating again, or you did find somebody and now y'all kicking it off. You can't give too much too early. You give enough so this way they could make their own decisions of if they still gonna deal with you or not. But I've always said this too to a degree. If you having some form of mother issues or father issues, and that's on both ends. If y'all having those type of roles, your relationships are not gonna be as long or as impactful as you think they will be. Getting there things that should have never been taught or never been thrown out there because now look how the playing field is. Like again, some of you men and women could have everything you want and asked for, and you still will find a way to try to mess that up. Be thankful when the blessings are coming your way and the blessings are being answered because not everybody gets that same opportunity. If you found your quote unquote red gem, you want to make sure you keeping it shiny. You want to make sure that you keeping it up to par. Not just for appearance, but for significance as well too. Some of y'all are gonna catch red gems. You're supposed to make sure you lock that red gem away. If that red gem is definitely what it is to you, then again, you need to preserve it the right way and also keep it protected. But again, this notion of I gotta accept this just for somebody to love me and be with me, that's the wrong false statements you should be giving anybody. Like even right now as we speak, I've seen situations that should never happen. And again, this is coming from either parents or people within that background not teaching what they need to teach. Again, it is not cool in any way, shape, or form to be violent towards each other. There's some men out there who are violent towards women only because, again, they've been violated. They have been violated. You want to know who they've been violated by? If it ain't an abusive father, you got an aggressive and toxic mother. Some of these men who are beating up on women, that's because they either watch their fathers beating on their moms or they literally have gone through it because the mother has been using these kids as beating bags and punching bags. Would you imagine getting your butt whooped every day just because you resemble somebody that you resemble somebody that she got a disdain for? That's not cool because I've had situations like that where it happened. People wondering why their mothers or fathers don't love them, then come to find out it's because they resent somebody and you looking just like them, a splitting image. We got to learn to start getting this toxic behavior and this toxic mindset of we should just destroy each other out the way now. We need to. No, but this is what I'm saying. Fellas, know your boundaries, know your worth. Ladies, same thing. A black eye does not constitute love. A busted lip does not constitute love. I watched the situation that unfolded. And the funny part was, in that situation, the young minded spirit thought, oh, well, you definitely gonna get in more trouble than I am. No, other way around. Uh, you bust your man's lip. You know, it was unprovoked or anything. You just slapped him hard enough, bust his lip. He slapped you on the arm. You crying and moping about, oh, but I got a bruise. And okay, you got a bruise, but you just busted this man's lip. He bleeding. He possibly might have to get stitches. Who you think they gonna look for on that angle? If something did happen to you, who you thought was at fault? You. Because you shouldn't have put your hands up in the first place. There's a lot of you men and women right now who are being abusive towards your counterparts because it's learned behavior. It's not learned behavior in your household. It's learned behavior in the streets. It's learned behavior in areas where you dwell at. Now, again, once there's certain aspects involved, you got to change. And not saying change your own personality. No, just change some of the decisions that you're making. Like, again, if I know I don't want my kids to ever have to see that type of recklessness and violence, prime example, I gotta learn to keep myself within a certain parameter. But shoot, for those who are with people and there's no kids involved, again, you should know your self worth. What's more important, my safety and my peace, or just trying to get a piece? You know, again, start reestablishing things that need to be reestablished. No, it's not all right for a man to hit a woman. And no, it's not all right for a woman to hit a man, especially when it's unprovoked. You know, but again, your main focus is to find out if this person is fully mentally capable of keeping themselves with the daughter. You know, and that's the thing. Before you even get towards a form of marriage or anything along those lines, you can't have these future talks with somebody if y'all not sitting down for real and discussing what your needs are and what your requirements are. You know, again, preserve the order. You know, ladies, if you've been with somebody who was violent, 9 out of 10, you need to check their background because there could be a possible reason why that person is violent. You know, because it don't necessarily stem from anything. What it is again teachings. What were you taught? What resonated with you? What stuck with you? Who gave you the knowledge and the information? And again, abuse on any kind should never happen. It should never happen, but sadly it does. But again, this is because some people have made irrash decisions and choices just based on specific things. Oh well, this only happened once. I could change them. You ain't gonna be able to change nobody. That's what's up, Dagmar. Congratulations, baby. Seeing that's love right there. 20 years strong and still going. That should be the goal and the determination for a lot of us men and women, right? Not just growing our own selves and growing up within our own realm, but actually picking and choosing somebody who is going to give you the best element of peace, the best elements of surprise, you know, and again, reciprocation. But again, all the again, we're gonna have arguments. Men and women, we always gonna have arguments, whether we're in a relationship or not. It's just what it is. It's nothing but real debates more than anything. It's not really arguments. It's just a debate. You know, you might not agree with this. I might not agree with this. But if we both agree on something within that realm, then look, we got something else to add to that long list of. Again, communication. Dagmar, I guarantee you that's part of the reason why you going 20 years and strong. I got a communication barrier that can't be broken. Even when both of y'all feeling like y'all having your specific times, you still sit down and talk to each other. And again, that's going to be the most important thing out of everything. But again, if you just got away from an abusive situation, your main goal, ladies and gentlemen, is to not go back to another form of abuse. Fellas, you just left a woman for being spiteful, being rude, and everything else along those lines, right? Your goal as a man is to make sure you find somebody that gives you peace and solace. And that also cherishes your heart and cherishes your well being like you cherish them. There's some men out there right now, in my opinion, looking like overall simps. Sorry to say it that way. You're looking like simps because, again, you have come with that notion of, well, maybe I should just accept this and then maybe things will progress and blossom. No, you're still taking a risk on that. Again, I should be able to convey my ideas and expressions and feelings without yelling, screaming, or even getting physical. And one thing I have learned over the years is just because you might be talking louder, and this is something that some of you women need to hear. Just because you screaming and talking all loud, that doesn't mean you winning the fight. Again, that's just showing a maturity level. And in some instances, some of y'all will never be mature in the mind until you get that one notion right there. Just because you scream, you yell, and you get crazy, that doesn't mean you winning the fight. And that doesn't mean you're justified. Again, that just shows a level of maturity. And it also goes to show that apparently you just not ready for anything. Again, sometimes all you gotta do is just read a specific sign, especially during that time frame. Just read it, clear as day. You'll see it. Kel, what's going on, my guy? But this is what I'm saying. Like again, start having more love for yourself, more reasoning, and more dignity for yourself. You don't have to settle for less. Because when you settle for less, that's what you're gonna get. You're gonna get less. You're gonna get less work. You're gonna get less communication, less anything. It's not good. Not good at all. You want more out of life. You want more out of your relationship. You want more from a person. But see, that's the problem. You can only get but so much. And then some of y'all who again have to learn to be reasonable with things. Like again, some of y'all women want a man to give you the world and back, and then still you want to give him extra to try to no. Be happy with the things that you have. Be happy with the fact that that person is doing what's needed and necessary for you. Ain't out there cheating, ain't out there doing whatever. Respect that and love that. Prime example, like I said before, you could be dealing with somebody who's in the gaming. You know, 9 out of 10, they not going to be doing but so much outside of the gaming content and whatever else, especially if they are getting paid for these type of things they're doing. Right? Don't start getting all out of shape when you know this is the person that you came to deal with. This is the person that you've been with for the longest. You already knew what to expect when it comes to certain things. You know, and I'm sorry, but once you know what a certain occupation is for that man, that's up to you to decide. Prime example: there's some of you ladies who say that, oh, because we didn't have time, but because you didn't make time. When I was trying to make time, prime example, you wouldn't allow it to happen. You wanted me to be out there. You wanted me to do this. You wanted me to keep going. Like I was just saying the other day, you know, you got some high powered men that once they start getting on the road with things and once they start doing whatever, expect them to be driven all the time. Those are the people, again, that won't sit down when it's time to sit down because they are so used and so focused on just getting to doing something. You know, but again, know your worth, know what you deserve or what you're deserving of. And then again, sometimes it's not even about what you deserve. It's about what you observed and how you got to a point in a place to where everything has been progressive for you. All right, I know this man is working with telemarketing or certain things along those lines. I gotta expect him to be kind of missing out the day or kind of missing certain shit. I gotta expect that. That's like a man that works construction. If he gotta be to work at 6 in the morning and he don't leave to probably almost 8 in the evening, that's a 14-hour shift right there. You know, respect that that man is actually out there trying to grind and do what's needed. Again, it doesn't matter what the labor is, doesn't matter what the job is. You got to understand that at certain points, we are going to be working. We might have long hours on certain days, other days we might get short hours. But if you know almost every day is going to be long hours, that's something you need to be willing to accept. Key word for the day is compromise. Well, see, here's my thing. You got some people who are doing certain things, Leah, because that's a way of bringing income into the house. Like again, if that man is young, still trying to figure out life, but has something going right now in life, why not support it? How could you get mad with a prime example? People who are really gamers, they girlfriends got to be gamers as well, at least in my opinion. They got to be gamers, or they got to at least know what's, they got to know what everything is. What the hell is this fool doing, man? Never mind, my bad, y'all. Prime example. You know, there's gonna be days he could be working, and now, granted, it might just be gaming, but technically he's still working because he's making a profit out of it. If it's paying your bills and doing everything needed, especially if there's kids involved, let that man do what he do and let him try to progress. Not everybody gonna be a gamer forever, no. But if that's something that's helping with whatever, let that man be. In some situations, yes. I said this before and I'll say it again. There are some people who will buy game systems just for that. Might be a day they could be stressed the hell out and don't want to talk. You know what? Let me go let my aggressions out on this game. Let me go clear my mind so at least when I'm sitting down with my significant other and my kids or whatever, they don't feel that tension. Butterfly baby. And in some instances, cuz you all right. Because again, that's just therapy. Prime example, you can't sit on the game all day. Not unless again, this is part of your work. You might be into certain things with like, all right, if I do this, I know this is definitely going to be a automatic whatever in the account. All right, I'm gonna go do this for a minute. Yeah, we gotta take breaks and pauses in certain situations because yeah, you still gotta go to the bathroom, you still gotta eat, you still gotta tend on certain things. But if you know this is part of a person's profession right now, then respect the profession. If he's bringing in the money, if he's doing what's needed, he ain't out there cheating or doing anything along those lines. Again, what else could you possibly want? So you would want somebody who's in the gaming that's going to be a cheater. But then again, for some gamers, they don't have time to even leave the fucking house. So again, what kind of trouble do you think they're going to get into? You know, again, I got to have this mentality to say, I got to trust my partner. I can't just sit here and cause friction and chaos because that's not going to work. Again, common balance and common sense. Just talk. You got to be able to see what's going on in your partner's mind. Because before you even get to a certain playing field in life, you want to make sure you're not making the wrong decision. Like I said, for some of you ladies that need to hear it, don't change up when something has been good to you. No need for you to change up. That man hasn't changed on you. That man has done everything for you. Hey, don't switch it up now, and vice versa. Some of you fellas, again, if you know you're not fully happy on something, yeah, I need to sit down and talk. See, this is why you get a lot of situations where you get cheating as a what's the name as a basic weapon basically for destruction because either one of you are unhappy or both of you are unhappy, but you not trying to say something to each other. That's pointless. Fellas, you know you upset. You know you're not feeling anything in particular when it comes down. You sniff together, sit down and talk. Ladies, sit down and listen. Vice versa. Sit down and talk and listen and reason with each other and compromise. Some of y'all breakups are because of that. Y'all don't know how to compromise. You feel it has to be an iron fist. It's my way or the highway. No, that's not always going to work. I ain't messing with you, Leah. But see, here's the thing, though. At least, look, at least you already know if that man is not doing nothing, let him have his peace. I spoke about this a while back. Sometimes y'all gotta let us, whatever gives us peace and solace, let us have that. Don't come try to mess that up neither. Like I said, we go through enough as it is, and it's bad enough to some degree. We really try not to express as much because we try not to do this thing called bringing all the burden onto you. As men, we gonna carry a majority of the burden and the hardships when it comes to what's going on in the world around us. So when we do decide that we're gonna have a little peace of mind or just a little time to ourselves, why is it that we can't have that? And again, not gonna be able to be up under your significant other 24 hours out the damn day, 365. See, the problem I think I'm starting to see now is some of y'all who, again, y'all will lay up under each other all day, every day, whether y'all work or not. Nah, y'all gotta have some form of balance. You know, you going to hang out with the ladies, I bet. Well, I'm gonna go hang out with the fellas. I'll meet you later on, or we'll see you later on. You know, if you know what they getting into and you know they not getting into nothing crazy, you should be able to trust them. I went to a party one year and this dude was going crazy. You would have figured the way he was going crazy, his girl was in there probably cheating or talking to the next man. This girl was too damn meek to be doing anything like that. You and then this is one thing I'm gonna say for some of y'all fellas, just like some of you ladies too. Your insecurities and your past experiences will fuck up something good. And that instance right there, his past fucked it up with him. You think that girl stayed with him? No, she dipped. And she had all rights to dip. Because why are you disrespecting me and putting me out there like that when I've done nothing but been supportive of you? You can't trust me to be at an employee function, then that's a problem. Especially when you know I'm not out here doing nothing. It ain't like we don't know. Like, come on now. I almost wanted to interject to a degree, but I didn't. I ain't interject because she shut it down the way she was supposed to. I'm out here working. I'm out here doing what I'm doing. You know, I'm amongst males and females. Like, don't think I'm just going to up and talk to somebody and I got a ring on my finger. I've always felt like this. For you to put a ring on somebody's finger, that means you completely trust them with your heart, your soul, and all of that. And it should be no take backs. It should be no, mate. Let me second guess this. No, because you felt that comfortable and you still felt that comfortable to even make that decision, then that means you already in it for the long haul. Making sure that person is down for it too. You know, gotta definitely keep everything on the up and up, y'all. Seeing talks like this are needed because again, shoot, there's some adults who need this talk because some of these adults wasn't taught at a young stage on how to keep certain things in order. It's needed. You got young men right now in the world that believe that doing this and doing that is going to guarantee you to keep your woman. No, all it's going to do is cause you headaches, stress, and all. Like again, there's some of you men who believe that physical abuse is the best way to keep everything in line. Nope, it's just going to keep getting you in a whole bunch of shit you don't want to be in. You gotta learn that again. We are stronger on the physical level, so there's no need to put hands and feet on a woman. Now again, there's difference if you defending yourself. This person just randomly attacked you or is trying to do something where your life could be in danger. You do what's necessary. But if this is somebody that you with, somebody you claim you love, and somebody you trying to build some form of a future with, nah, that physical abuse and that verbal abuse must stop. Whatever you thought was, yeah, some people who are going to be violent and physically violent because they are using specific drugs. Again, there's some drugs that will affect your psyche. Can't repeat that no more. It will affect your psyche. Like I said, you got others who are being abusive because they are learning from home. Just like the other day, group of group of youngins was coming past me, and yeah, the boys was horse playing like how boys always do, horse playing around with each other. But one of them almost got mad because the girl she slapped him so hard in his eye. Now, if he didn't, now if he was on some other time, he probably would have not boxed with women, none of that. Why would you come out of nowhere and just hit? Again, some of you women are even learning that at home. That it's good to be abusive in order to. No, that's not the way that world works. Abuse on either end, nobody wins. When you learn to keep communication lines open and everything in order, fits out for the better. Nah, Kel, it ain't that. It's just principles, man. Like, appreciate you for dropping those links, serious baby. Working hard in this damn sunlight on my damn cameras, baby. And I can't see. What the hell is that? All right, son, I need you to go down for a second. At least for a second so I can see what the hell I'm looking at. Nah, but it's the truth, though, bro. I mean, it has to come to some form of logic and reason. Again, I'm not going to share space with somebody if every time I turn around we fighting, arguing, and then it's getting to that point of words being said or actions being said or done that we can't take back. See, but I noticed that to some degree. Some men and women will tolerate as much as they allow you to tolerate before they go off. Like I believe with that woman, prime example, telling that dude off the way she told him off, she probably had enough. Like, what else you want from me? I'm working, you work. You work nights, I work days. You know, during the day I work with men and women. We work in the office building. I'm gonna coexist with my workers. I'm gonna have not confrontations, but I'm gonna have conversations amongst my coworkers. As long as we're not conversating about what's going on behind closed doors, that shouldn't be a problem. That's why I said insecurities a lot of times will ruin everything. Again, for some of y'all fellas that need to hear it, if you feel you're going to have a problem trusting your woman, then maybe you need to step back and do your observations on things before you go any further. And vice versa with you ladies too. Do your observations before you make certain things an obligation. Now, see, I don't know how long those people were married, but in the same token, she probably just got tired of it. You keep accusing me of doing this, you're accusing me of doing that, without no full proof, without this, without that, and got tired of it. It's the same thing with a dude. Not going to keep getting blamed for things we ain't doing. After a while, a logical person going to get up and say, you know what? If you feel that way, then maybe we shouldn't be together. And it's not about, oh, if that person running off, that's just because they was guilty. No, I'm not going to keep being accused of something I'm not doing, and then we supposed to just keep on being all happy, lucky. No, 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 no. Obviously, you felt the type of way about something, so now we gonna have to have this talk because before I go any further, I'm not going to keep tolerating that. It's time for some of you fellas to put your foot down the way you're supposed to, and not just on the physical aspect of things. No, put your foot down when you're supposed to. If you know you're not doing certain things and it's been proven you ain't doing something, You better sit down and have that convo with that person. And they need to be able to see that, look, what you're doing right now is causing us to flake out and flame out. We don't want that. If you claim you want to be together forever, then act like it. That's what I'm saying. Beggars can't be choosers. And also, you know, people who are not reasonable, guess what? They always get the short end of the stick. You're not being reasonable when you could sit here and come up with a conclusion or a concoction and say, well, I feel you doing this just because of this. No. Again, you better be carefully observing on things before you jump out the damn window. It's sad though, because now when you look at it, there's a reason why there's a lot of things that are transpiring. They transpiring again because of what's being bred out here. Oh, in order for you to keep a outstanding relationship, it got to be about money. Like with some of y'all giving and feeding these young women, oh, if it ain't about the bag, if it ain't about this, then that person is useless to you. How you figure somebody is useless? That's the mindset that y'all think. Oh, because of this, because of this. If it ain't doing this, if it ain't benefiting you on this level, then that person is useless. They no good. No, you don't do shit like that. You're not supposed to. Because now again, you're setting the wrong type of precedent. You might have people who come across who might need advice on things, and that's not advice to be given. The advice really should be, if this person is doing what's necessary on all four fronts of the battlefield, and again is doing what's needed to keep Queen happy, why should it always be about the damn money? What I can get from you, what I'm gonna get from you, what I'm gonna get from you. We don't require much. But even when we ask for certain things, it always seems to be some form of issue that I see. Again, you can't try to generalize everybody just because of the mistakes of a few people. That's why when people try to say, oh, well, where all the good men at? Where all the good women at? They out there. You just not looking hard enough. Or you looking in the wrong spots. Or again, some of y'all not even looking on the inside tip. Y'all looking solely on the outside tip. Like with some of you dudes, oh, she got a big ass, if she got this, if she got this, yeah, that's for me. She got the best body in the world, but can have the most trash ass attitude. You really gonna settle for that, fellas? Vice versa. That dude could be your quote unquote knight in shining armor or your prince charming, but they could be the most evil, sadistic, and vindictive person. That's something you willing to settle with, ladies? I'm telling you, you need to realize your do's and don'ts more than anything. What will you accept? What won't you accept? I'll accept you with open and warm arms if it's going to be reciprocated. But if not, I'm going to give you as much as you give me. The real raps right there. Start getting back on that basis on knowing your partner well. So I said it's always going to be best to have these talks because you do get a good consensus on things. You know, some people are gonna be able to give you advice, or they might just be able to give you an experience. Either which way, they also giving you the play by play of what they learned after everything was said and done. Prime example, I might have been with somebody who was abusive on the physical tip. What I took from that was that learn to I had to learn to defend myself, number one. I had to also learn to stand my ground when I'm supposed to. And I also learned that I don't need to be with somebody that's going to be physical. If we not going to be physical in the other way where we procreating, I don't want to be physical with you at all. I don't want to fight you, none of that. It's a mindset that should be there for some of you men. It's like with some of you women. Abuse is not to be tolerated, accepted, and loved. Because again, at the end of the day, it's abuse. You know, be reasonable and also just, again, keep yourself on a higher playing field. You know, in order to establish things in life, you gotta make sure you are putting the right pieces around you so you can establish. That's like you wanting to build that's like you wanting to build a commercial building, but you don't even got the simplest tools like cement, concrete. How you gonna get the job done? You can have a blueprint on something, but if that blueprint isn't executed and the work hasn't begun, it ain't gonna work. It's just not. Something again that I had to call down the middle. And today I was gonna keep it short because again, some of these short, simple talks seem to do a lot too. Because we could go on for hours, days, and weeks on how we feel things can change. But it's too much to cover when there's too many different things going on. You want to give an example of love, dedication, and determination. Yeah, if you got the right person to do it with, hey, keep progressing and keep showing people, not just young but old too, that again, communication, dedication, love, and just hard work on the battlefield will definitely it'll be a compass. It'll be a compass to something greater. It will give these people the idea to say, you know what? Yeah, I need to find somebody like that. You know what? I need to put myself out there and see what's going on. Maybe, just maybe, I can find that same form of love or that same form of whatever that this person has. Or at least get an idea of how to get to that level. Gotta talk with each other, man. And before I do get up out of here, because I'm gonna revisit this. I can't keep on too long. I got too much activity going on. Workflow as always. But for those following me on Clapper, it might be a late night tonight. Uh, Give or take, I could be back around 9 o'clock. But if I'm having any issues like the last time, don't worry, you'll know. But I just wanted to get that out there again for some of y'all. It's time for you to learn yourself, love yourself, build yourself, and then find somebody to build with for the rest of your remaining days here. If you want the best results, communication should always be your main goal more than anything. Communication and honesty. It's really about it. Before I get up out of here, I do want to take the time out again to wish happy birthday to all the Virgo babies celebrating this weekend, possibly over the weekend.
I like your confidence. Oh, that's what the climate is okay. That's like Kalani's. Roger like Kalani, it's okay.
Again, hopefully y'all enjoy yourselves, enjoy your events, whatever you may have. And again, just get the best memories as possible. You know, another year around the sun, another blessing, and hopefully more progression. Always a pleasure to bring sun to the people, and that's what we're gonna keep doing. And shout outs to everybody that's been a part of the build, still becoming part of the build. Conversations will still be revisited at certain points because those points are needed. The point today was again, without strong verbal communication and without long term dedication, don't expect that fairy tale life of I've been with this person 20 plus years. Not going to get it. If you're not open on either level, if you both are not compromising and communicating, don't expect much. And again, don't think that suffering or tolerating any form of domestic dispute or violence is the way that you keep love going. It's not the way it works. Fellas, start remembering what your sole purpose is. Your sole purpose is not just to be a cash cow for everybody. Your sole purpose is not just to be protective and be king of your household. Your objection in life is again making sure everything is in balance. Giving that peaceful happiness, it's not going to be easy getting it. It won't be easy if you place the wrong people around you. When you place the right things around you, your mind should be at ease, fellas. And the same thing I would say to you ladies. If you found something the way your mind is at peace, your spirit is at peace, that's something that you really need to keep. Again, worry about the interior and not the exterior. Oh, wait a minute. I ain't forget about you. I ain't forget about you. I did owe y'all a double whammy. I did owe y'all a double whammy. I think I did. Actually, yeah, I did owe you that. My bad. D Truth, what's going on, man? Always late for church. Always late for church. But again, fellas, y'all gotta know where your compass is at. Your morality, hey, you'll know it. Your moral compass, you'll know it because it's gonna lead you in the right direction. Follow what's good. Follow things from within. If it feels right, and if it is right, then you move in that direction. If something don't seem right, just observe things before you make any other critical decisions. Again, you want the best results in life, not the worst results. And if some of y'all don't get in control of your thinking processes and patterns, you can find yourself in a situation where, God forbid, either one of y'all might not be coming home to your loved ones. Because again, we have people who just chose to settle and they never got a chance to breathe again. I'm sorry. You got to do better. I'm going to revisit this definitely. But for those coming in, y'all already know. Um, Definitely catch this replay. Hopefully somebody got something out of this. Like I said, I'll be revisiting and the link will be dropped in case anybody want to chime in on that. It's time for me to go figure out this little lunch break of mine. Again, for those following me on Clap, I'll see y'all tonight, definitely around now. So, y'all was new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Shout outs to the replay gang. Shout outs to the Shadow Mafia and the Shadow Babies. Y'all know what it is, baby. Everybody that was in attendance today, y'all already know that love is love and it'll be reciprocated as such. I don't know how to be fake. All I can do is give you real. That's what I'm gonna do is give you real topics and real builds. You'll be laughing over there, Tamika. I see you over here laughing and scheming. I got something for you back there. You always laughing and scheming, Tamika. Don't worry, I got you. I got you. I got
Don't give in, trust me, could take all your sins. So let me in. Don't give in, trust me, could take all your sins. So let me in. Don't give in, trust me, could take all your sins. So let me in. Don't give in, trust me, could take all your sins. So let me in. Don't give in, trust me, could take all your sins. So let me in. Don't give in, trust me, could take all your sins. So let me
There you go. Get all your good old loving in today. I hear you, D Truth. You and me both. Well, shoot, I got an hour more than you. I'm up out of here at 8, but nonetheless, we almost up out of here. 4 more hours of pain and misery. Nah, but today was definitely a good one. And again, I'm going to revisit this, y'all. And again, I want everybody's views and opinions on it. Because at some point, we got to reshape the balance. The way they giving us this form of dating and marriage never was like that. You know, stop allowing certain people and certain institutes to try to tell you how your relationship should work. You know what you need to do. Now just make sure you're doing it. Y'all stay safe. Keep that third eye open. Until the next live, we out of here. Peace and blessings.